Hello, my friends. My name is Laura Mordell. I'm the facilitator of the Vitality Movement and a conscious business consultant. And today I want to talk about pricing and how to price your products and services. So I know a lot of people will give like a formula, or they'll say like, you're in this industry, here's the blanket price of what you should charge, or like you have to have like a $10,000 program. And this advice is going to deviate from all of that because I believe that every person is unique in their circumstances, what they feel comfortable charging, and that needs to be taken into account. And pricing is actually a very intuitive process, and if you over mentalize it by like listening to outside advice, it can kind of like water down your own intuitive guidance, and you can end up charging differently than what is energetically in alignment with you, if that makes sense. So I want to tell a story about when I first started my business. I was running the wellness program at a doctor's office, and I was getting paid like $12 an hour. This is like 2010. And I left to start my own business, and I had a spiritual mentor at the time, and she told me, you need to be charging at least $50 for a session. And now when I hear $50 for a session, I'm like, that's such a small amount to me. But at the time, I was making $12 an hour, running the wellness program, and $50 a session felt like a really big stretch for me. But I had a lot of faith in this spiritual mentor, and so that is what I decided I would charge. So a funny thing happened when I would do my like introductory calls, or you could call them sales calls, where I would coach and then at the end I would give my pricing. Is that whenever I went to go talk about getting paid, I would like shrink, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't confident at the time that I could make $50 an hour, even though it's not that much money. And so what often happened is that the person that I was talking to, on some level, they would sense that I wasn't confident, and they might not have understood why. We often are picking up each other's like energetic responses, but it would cause them to shut down. And sometimes these people did not want to invest the money, if that makes sense, which was a reflection of my own insecurity. I was attracting these people to me, and they wouldn't buy. And then that would further validate my belief that, it's not worth $50 a session, which now, like 12 years later, you know what I'm saying? I obviously feel completely different about $50. It doesn't matter what that number is initially. It is all your energy behind it, if that makes sense. So the advice that I wish I would have given to myself at the time is that you have to charge something that you're comfortable with in the beginning. So at the time, I was actually doing quite a bit of coaching for free. And after I left the doctor's office to get experience and to kind of get clear on how I wanted to coach. Well, I'll do another video on what happens when you give away free coaching, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced. But I wasn't confident yet enough to charge $50. And what I would have done now that I did not do then is I would have gone inward and asked myself, what should I charge that feels like if someone were to book a package, I would be excited about it, but ready to take them. So it's a sweet spot, right? Because let's say that number is $10,000, but offering that would make me feel super insecure. That's not my sweet spot. Even though I would be excited about the $10,000, I would be insecure, and it might cause performance anxiety at the time. So this price is the price that when you booked it, you would feel excited to take the person as your client, and you would feel confident in working with them. So if you charge too much, like I said, and you're not comfortable with it, and too much is relative, right? This is all, even if people are charging, in the coaching industry, average is I think $125 an hour. If you're not comfortable with asking for that price, that's going to be reflected in your sales conversations, and that is going to be what people feel. And that lack of confidence, they're looking for a coach that is confident. That's going to drive people away, and it's not necessarily because of what you charge for pricing. So your ideal price is one where you book, it feels good. Now, if you aren't charging enough when you book the session, you're going to feel like, ugh, I gotta like deliver this, because you're not charging enough, and it feels like the energy you're putting out for the session is not worth it. And that's how you know you need to increase. And if I were to go back to 11 years ago when I started my business, after coaching for a year, what I would have told myself is that you can incrementally raise your rates. Like, I probably would have been comfortable charging $20 a session at the time, but over time, like slightly increasing them as I got more comfortable and I saw my client results. Because if you charge too much and then you're insecure, you can end up taking too much responsibility for the client's results, and that's a whole separate video. And that is what I did, honestly. So, and it isn't about the amount of money that you're charging. It's all intuitive and based on feeling. So over to you. What is the price for your product or service that if you were to book it or sell it, you would feel really happy about it, but you wouldn't feel like performance anxiety about delivering? You would be able to show up and do the session and like knowing that it was worth it. Start charging that amount of money. And what I have found too is often this is intuitive and in energetic alignment, which actually will get your clients better results too, because the flow of energy between the two of you is, it's in alignment, and magic happens when you're in alignment. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you appreciated this video, please like and share it so we can spread the conscious business consulting concept and change how businesses are ran on this planet. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.